Welcome back. This is episode 2 of season 2 on the Ideal Woman Show. Y'all already know me. I'm your host, Coach Bree. And welcome to my channel. Let's go. So y'all, I usually let Shasha wake up on her own every day. And she comes downstairs when she's ready to get out of the bed. She usually gets out the bed around like between 7:30 and 8:30 to be exact. So when she wakes up, then I do her hygiene in the morning. Make sure she got her breakfast ready to go. Then I clocks in for the day. And as you can see, someone's awake.
I was showing you when I was speaking. I'm penguin.
So, shall we begin? Come on.
How is you?
So normally, Shashai sits on the potty first thing in the morning when she wakes up. Then after she sits on the potty, we brush her teeth, wash her face. Then we go downstairs and get her section started for the day. Breakfast, learning activities. She usually watches Miss Monica in the mornings. Okay, we're going to be a little different this morning.
You know, I put some money, really like it. I'm doing the princess and one of my pieces. I'm going to bring the pie. I'm going to do Sunday.
All right. Hey, y'all. So, as y'all can see by the title, this episode, I am talking about different ways or signs that I lost myself. I'm going to give y'all 3 top signs that I can speak only from my experience of how I started losing myself in parenthood. The last episode 1, I talked about things that I missed about myself. This episode, we are talking about the different ways that I have started losing myself in parenthood. Say hey, Shy.
Hi, Shy. I'm going to play show. I was going to try. I want to show my head away. I was going to okay. Oh, I put it right.
So yeah, and what she said. So y'all gonna be getting a lot of vlog styles type of podcasts. I don't want my podcast for me to just be sitting down talking to y'all for 30 minutes to an hour. I want to show y'all. Please. I want to be able to show y'all the real. And I don't want it to just look so neat and formatted all the time. I want y'all to actually see like us in vlog style and still see my podcast as well. So y'all not going to always just get the nice professional podcast, Brianna. No, I'm different from everybody else. And it's going to be vlogs/podcast. So my podcast going to be more like my diary room where we talk about things that we all can relate to. But I want y'all to also see as well. Ain't that right, Shy? Yeah. So whatever she said, we rocking with it.
I was ready to play.
Tap in. Let's go. If y'all can relate to any of my 3 points that I'm going to share from my experience so far as a parent, losing myself in parenthood, then let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. This is a safe place. This is why I'm creating season 2, catering to my parents out there, because there's no need to feel ashamed. That's the whole point of this podcast. That's the whole point of this season 2 is to create that safe place, that community where parents can be real and honest about parenthood and start getting back to their sense of self. Stop trying to be so strong all the time. Stop trying to put on this mask or this facade that you all good, that you all okay, that you're not going insane sometimes because your kids get on your nerves or because you just want to go out and enjoy life for a little bit, you know? So we're just going to create that safe place, and that's what this season is all about. So let's tap in. First off, no one really talks about how parenthood or how parenting can shift your entire identity. No one really talks about that. And I'm not just talking about your schedule. I'm not just talking about your availability. I'm talking about your sense of self, your sense of you, who you are. And I can say for me, it was more so of like the way I carried myself definitely changed. The people that I was attracted to, or people that I attracted, definitely shifted immediately. I noticed that things about myself, how I viewed myself, how I went about life daily, a lot of things shifted regarding my identity, regarding what I like, what I don't like, what I tolerate, what I don't tolerate, what I allow around my atmosphere, because it's not just my atmosphere, it's my child's as well. You know, it's like a lot of things definitely shifted, and you very rarely hear people. You see podcasts all the time, you see influencers on social media all the time, and they talk about the basic stuff, but they don't really get into like the real things that, well, I guess to me, I haven't heard them. So we're gonna open up that doorway. I'm gonna give y'all the top 3 signs of how I was losing myself in parenthood, and then I'll give y'all some I'll open up about some of the things that I've started doing that has been shifting that back. And honestly, it's not as easy as you may think. It's not as easy as it seems, because one thing for sure that I don't mind open up about is I barely knew who I was before I became a mom. I was still learning who I was before I became a mom. I was 21 when I met her, when I got with her father. I was 22 when I had her. And so during that time, before I even found out I was pregnant, I was hustling like behind my business. I was going hard, trying to, build a stable career, build some good finances, so that I can start being independent in life, having my own crib, my own car, my own bills, things, where I'm not dependent on my parents, things like that. I've always been that type of woman. However, I was still learning who Brianna was. All throughout school, all throughout middle school, high school, and, during summertime, I was all about basketball. I thought I was going to play basketball in college. I thought I was going, graduate college, do the whole thing. Huh? Your tummy hurt? You got a potty?
Yeah.
Come on. So the whole time that I'm still trying to figure myself out. I had to drop out of college. I'll talk about that on one of my episodes next season, not this season. But yeah, a lot of things in my life that I thought I would be doing, I'm not. I see my friends that I've graduated school with, or associates, people that I was in class with. I see them graduating college now, getting married, living life, with no kids. Some of them do have kids, but still graduating college. And I be looking at my life path like, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm somewhere, and I'm grateful for that either way. So one thing I'll say for sure is that during parenthood so far, I've noticed that people look at you as just that, a parent. So when you do any little thing outside of parenthood, you either selfish, or you're not a good parent, or you just thinking about yourself or complaining. Like, you can't just do stuff nowadays and people not judge you about it, or not bring their own opinions to try to, sit on the potty, baby girl.
No.
1, 2, 3. Good job. Very proud of you. So yeah, you can't really do things nowadays without people putting their opinions on you to make you feel like you selfish, to make you feel like, you're not a good enough parent, or your parenting ways or your parenting styles are toxic and it's going to damage your kids. I heard one of my favorite YouTubers say this. Shout out to Saya. I love you, girl. But one thing that I heard her say, and it stuck with me, is that you're going to damage your kids in some way, shape, form, and fashion. You cannot protect them from everything. And you're going to hurt and damage them more by trying to protect them from things that you will not be able to prevent when they get of age. And so that is one of the things that definitely caters to identity and parenthood, definitely caters to identity and parenting in general, is that people put their opinions and their beliefs on you and make you second guess your parenting styles, your who you are outside of parenthood, right? It's like once you become a parent, you can't be nobody else. You can't do nothing else but cater to your kids. Okay, you see on the pot? Okay. All right, do your business. I'm going to give you your privacy. I'll be right here, okay? One of the things that I believe caters to parents losing themselves, or they are losing their identity outside of parenthood, meaning you're more than just a parent, is because that's how people view us. Once you become, especially as mothers, and I'm not downplaying the fathers, definitely the fathers too, but once you become a parent in general, it's like that's all people see you as. You just a parent. And it's like anytime you take time out to do things for yourself, anytime, it could be something small, like I can let my mom watch Shy, right? And my mom, she be at church faithfully. So if I let Shy be with my mom for like a day or night or a day or two, and they see Shy with my mom, they automatically judge and think, oh, she just dropped her kid off at her mom. Oh, and I don't. And so that's just a prime, small little example of people look at you as just a parent now. So it's like, you can't do any little thing you do, you get judged about. Any little thing you say, any little thing you complain about, you a bad parent, you selfish, you ungrateful, or, you stupid for having a kid if you weren't ready for all yada yada. And it just be like, And I honestly believe that's why most of us parents, especially the moms, because it's definitely hard out here for the dads too, but especially the moms. Shush, are you good? All right, we don't play on the potty, okay? Okay, all right. So definitely the moms, because us moms carry a lot of loads on us, and that's a daily thing. We do a lot for everybody else, and we rarely do things for ourselves. So when we finally make that time to do things for ourselves, we feel guilty automatically. That's a major sign that shows that our identity completely shifted once we became parents. So I'm gonna give y'all my top 3 things, my top 3 signs. And if y'all see me rubbing my ear, I don't know what's going on. It's like highly irritated. But anyways, I'm gonna give y'all my top 3 signs of how I started losing myself in parenthood. And then I'm going to give y'all some things, or I'm going to open up to y'all about things that I started doing to get me back to Brianna. So yes, I'm mommy all day because she don't go to daycare, clearly. Hey girl. Right, she's saying her stuff too. I hope y'all catching it. But yeah, so we just gonna get into it. All right, I had to stop recording because it was getting a little crucial during potty training, so I had to focus. Okay, we just gonna leave it at that. Had to focus. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. My first sign that I will open up about is the fact that I kept daydreaming about my past self instead of focusing on my future. Now, like I said, I had her at a very young age. I had her at 22. So again, imagine trying to figure yourself out, still learning what you like, what you don't like, learning your place in this world as an adult now, before you even found out that you were becoming a mother. Now imagine trying to figure yourself out before you find out that you're pregnant, still trying to figure out your place in this world, and now trying to do that as you're actually in parent mode 24/7. Imagine the difficulty. And I'm 24 now. So being 24, I got a 2-year-old going on 3. She's growing, learning every day, needs a lot of attention, needs a lot of support, needs a lot of everything. And very little time for me to just be Brianna. Very little time for me to focus on what I was focusing on before I found out that I was even pregnant with her. Business, career, life in general, what direction I wanted to go when I had to drop out of college medically. And again, I will talk about that in season 3, okay, and go a little bit into details on that. I might spill a little tea in between each episode of this season, but I'll save that for next season. But anywho, not being in college anymore, having to find different alternatives in life, now having a big responsibility of raising another human being on top of figuring out my place in this world. So if I had to say my first sign of losing myself in parenting, it would definitely be that daydreaming about my past self instead of focusing on future me. What does that look like outside of mine? Let's hop into the podcast room real quick and discuss a little bit more on this. Let's go. I catch myself thinking about her a lot. I do. The version of me before I became a parent. She was outgoing. She had late night hangouts with her associates. She could go out with bae at any time and didn't have to check diaper bags or plan a meal or worry about where and who could watch her child, right? And not even gonna lie, some days I miss her so much it hurts. I really do. But I've learned something. I've learned that she's not gone. She's just layered now. And you don't have to erase who you were just to be a good parent. In fact, the more you reconnect with her, the more alive, the more creative, and joyful you become as a parent too. It trickles down to your kids. The more you pour into yourself, the more you have fun with you and love you more, it caters to your kids. Your past self was dope, but your future self, she's wise, she's grounded, and she's just getting started. So get back into those hobbies. Get back into perfecting and planning that business. Girl, get back into school. Get back that part of you that you put to the side to be a great caregiver that you are and still can be, only evolving. We gotta stop looking at parenthood as our identity. It's just another layer. So what did I do? I started reflecting on who I'd become and started mapping out who I wanted to be. My ideal woman. I love having fun, doing new things, whether inside or outside the house. I want to eventually work for myself. I had to think of what it would take to get there and what was required of me to become successful in that. I had to make tough decisions of the company that I kept around and who I should keep and who I should let go. I had to be real with myself of how I would actually start applying these things and actions to my life. Obviously, I didn't start doing all of these things overnight, but I started doing little things day by day because I'm a huge procrastinator. I ain't lying about nothing. I'm a huge procrastinator, and I've been changing that by scheduling things day by day. For example, wake up Monday. Okay, today I'm going to focus on my business plan. I'm going to do some research. And if I complete those two things today, I'm going to treat myself to a game night on my Xbox once Shy goes down for bed, right? Boom, wake up Tuesday. Okay, I'm working out for 20 minutes this morning, right? Later on, I'm going to take Shy and I to this new park on my lunch break. And then later, I'm going to sit out on my front porch with my new chair. And I'm going to read this book that I bought. It ain't opened yet to start reading once Shy goes down for her nap time. Things like that. Before I could start planning my week by week type of schedule, I had to plan day by day. And this is how I started contributing to my future self while still developing who I am today. The more you do it, the more natural you'll be at it. And honestly, you'll look back weeks later and be like, I've been doing good. I feel good. Ooh, you know what? Let me treat myself because I'm progressing. I've been doing all this, managing all this, handling all of this, balancing all of this, juggling all of this. And I'm walking around head up high, feeling good, feeling accomplished, feeling successful. Why? Because you're being more intentional about developing who you are today and not focusing so much on your past, wasting time with that. Instead, you're catering to that. You're contributing to your future self while still developing who you are today. Changing those habits. So, yeah.
Y'all, it's lunchtime and I'm feeding Shy some mac and cheese and chicken nuggets today for lunch. Because we had spaghetti and garlic bread last week, and I don't know what meat I want to throw out this week to cook. I got some chicken tenderloins, I got some chicken breasts, I got some steak, I got some shrimp. But I don't know which one I want to throw out just yet. So instead of buying pizza today, we're going to do some chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. Because why? We got food in the house. I didn't understand why my parents used to say that all the time growing up, but now I do. Do you got some McDonald's money? Do you got some Wendy's money? Do you have some going out money to eat? Because bills, baby, bills. But yeah, so she got some chicken nuggets. She got some mac and cheese she's going to eat. I, on the other hand, will be eating a tuna fish sandwich, some chips, or probably crackers. And that's lunch for today. Some fruit. And after she eats, it's time to go to sleep, baby. Because that's mommy's quiet time. I look forward to nap time. Because, hey, when she sleep, it's quiet in the house. It's quiet in the house. And I have my alone time. For my people, for my sisterhood watching that are not parents or about to be parents, here is why us mothers whose kids don't go to daycare enjoy nap time. Come.
Good. Oh, you sharing? Okay. You pray over your food? Say your prayer.
Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Don't even look at us like that. I already know what y'all thinking. What just happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. We ate our lunch. And I laid on this couch right here to put this one to sleep. And somehow I fell asleep with her. And I really don't know how that happened because, see, my intentions was to rock her to sleep, put her in her bed, and get some work done, aka dishes. And I don't really know what happened just now. I really don't know, I just think things like this is because, it was meant to be. And anybody that's judging me, glory to you. I'm gonna leave it there. But we had a good nap, didn't we, Sha? I know you're probably like, where's her shirt at? First off, mind your business. 2, she decided she wanted to be hard-headed during lunchtime, and she took her cup, went over there by the stairs, thinking she was grown. Tried to drink a sip of that open cup right there, and it spilled all on her shirt, and all on her diaper, and all on her legs. Luckily, it was just water, because as you can see, this is carpet around my house. So we was going to go ahead and take a nap anyway. I was like, you know what? We're not finna waste clean clothes. Just come on, lay on mommy. Let's go to sleep. And that's exactly what happened. We knocked out. Anywho, now that we are fully rested, it is just 3:15 or around that time. So since she just woke up from her nap, I'm gonna give her some dessert, some ice cream. And for those of y'all who are looking at my background asking, why is her house a mess? It's because I don't stage anything. Just because I have my YouTube channel and I do my podcasting, my vlogs and all of that, this is all realistic over here. This is raw, real, and unfiltered when you come over here to my channel. And it's now it's like 3:20 in the day. She's been playing all day. She finished her food from earlier, and as soon as she finished, we came straight to this couch, got our blanket, this pillow, and we went to sleep. So no, I'm not going to clean up behind her every single time she finished playing or
every single time we go to the next thing throughout the day. Nope, that is not a realistic day for me, honey. We clean at the end of the day and every Fridays before the weekend comes. So that when we wake up Saturday, we can have fun on Saturdays and not worry about cleaning. Okay? So that's why my background looked the way it's looking. Because she plays all day. That's a realistic day with the mama, with the child who don't go to daycare. Anyways, here's my second sign that for me of how I was losing myself in parenting. Sign number 2. Anytime people ask me, by people, I mean my family, my support system. They would ask me things like, what do you want? Or what do you need? And I would struggle to know the answer to that question without thinking about my child, And they would be asking that question about me specifically, not about Shy and what I need as far as her providing for her and whatnot. No. They was asking concerning me as Brianna. And they would be like, what do you need? Or what is it that you want? And I would struggle to answer that question, at least without thinking about Shy and her needs. So, come on, let's go ahead and talk about it. The first time my people asked me, what do you want? I paused. And immediately thought about my child's needs instead. And that's when it hit me. Like, I didn't really know what I wanted. Not dinner, not goals, not dreams, nothing. And if I did think about myself, it was always rest. I just want rest. Please, I'm just tired. I'm just drained. And although that isn't a bad thing to want, I also wanted other things as well that I first had to acknowledge. And then I had to learn how to make time for those things. That question, every time they asked me, I always had that guilty feeling like, dang. But it made me realize that I had this hole that had formed that I didn't even realize. And it's because, of course, I've spent so much time giving, adjusting, and sacrificing. We all do that as parents. But that means that we forgot how to desire things for ourselves. I forgot how to desire things for myself. But here's what I want to say to you. You are still allowed to want things. You are not selfish for that, and you are not doing it wrong. What works for you works for you. And what your wants look like are different from my wants. But don't let them be just that, wants. Pursue them. Wanting something for yourself does not mean you love your child any less. It means that you love yourself too. And that's powerful. I don't care what anybody has to say. You have to love yourself and enjoy yourself just as much as you do for your kids. And you still have life. You're not dead. You still have life. Why not live to the fullest as best as you can? I'm not saying go be wild and be crazy out here doing things that degrades you and those that are under your leadership. However, figure out what your wants are, what your desires are, and then figure out what it's going to take for you to fulfill them. How I started that habit was one night after I pushed out of sleep, I was sitting in my living room playing some lo-fi on my TV. I like little lo-fi, little instrumentals. And I'm a writer. I love journaling. It helps me to process things. It processes my thoughts, helps me to release. So I'm sitting down on my couch, listening to music, and I started writing. And as I started writing, I was writing my desires, how I felt, and all that good stuff. Things that I've been wanting to do. And I just couldn't seem to find time to do them. And as I was writing, I started realizing, like, girl, you have time. What are you talking about? You're just not making time. When Sha goes to her grandparents or her godparents' house, I be coming home and I be tending to the house, cleaning, meal prepping for the week, grocery shopping, napping. Shoot, sometimes I even be on the phone hearing people vent about their problems, helping them through their stuff. Just doing a whole lot of stuff that is productive, but not catering to Brianna and my desires. So as I was writing those things, I started realizing that I needed to work on time management and self-discipline. I need to learn how to say no sometimes. Just a whole bunch of stuff. For example, if I know I'm about to drop Shy off for the weekend at her grandparents' house, right?
If I know I'm about to drop her off for the weekend, I complete all of my house duties now prior to the time that I have to drop her off. That's laundry, dishes, cooking, whatever needs to be done, so that when I drop her off and I come home, I have no excuses as to why I can't get out the house and do something fun like shopping or going to the movies or just going to a nice little scenery, enjoying myself, getting out the house, getting some fresh air. I have no excuses. It puts me in an awkward position where I'm sitting in the living room and I be like, now what? Managing my time wisely and putting myself in positions like that where I have no excuses. So if I choose not to do something or cater to my needs or my wants, that's on me. Because there ain't nothing to do. Ain't nothing to clean. The house is clean. And yeah, it took some time because, again, now that I put myself, when I started this new habit, I wasn't planning intentionally. I was like, okay, I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to cook, get all that stuff done out the way, pack her bags, everything. And then when I come back home after dropping her off, nothing. Like, I didn't even plan that far after that. I was just like sitting in my living room like, now what? Like, it's funny now that I'm thinking about it, and talking about it with y'all, but at the time I was like, dang. So when whatever is going to help you, because this is just something that I started doing, and hopefully that'll help push you or guide you into what can work for you or what you can put in for yourself to, start catering to your wants, your desires. But that's what I did. That started helping me. And then that started helping me to realize too, like, girl, you need to start. Okay, that's gonna go into my third one. So I'm gonna hold that one, but yeah. So yeah.
All right. Last but not least, my last sign, y'all, was I stopped dressing for myself and started dressing in what was comfortable. So muumuus, I'm talking muumuus, tights, sweats, you name it. All things that you should only be wearing at the house. I was going everywhere in those exact clothes. Like, no talk. Like, no joke. So that would be my last sign that I will share on this episode is I stopped dressing as a woman. I stopped dressing for myself. And I started dressing what was comfortable because, of course, when you're breastfeeding and you got a baby that spits up all the time and, gradually growing and stuff like that, you don't have time to be cute. What did you put on this sexy dress for just to get spit up all over it? And for my breastfeeding moms, this might be TMI, but you leak sometimes. And you ain't always prepared. So sometimes you could be wearing a sexy dress. And it may look like you just came from Splash Town. I'm talking about everywhere. And everybody can see. So yeah, that would be my last sign that I would say I had to really, really grow out of, which was harder than anyone would really think. We thank the Lord I've been delivered. But let's talk about this in the diary room.
I didn't notice it at first, but it started with leggings and oversized t-shirts, my little muumuus, just something quick to throw on while chasing my baby around. But one day I was watching this YouTuber and her name is Sarah. Her channel is called The Modern Goddess, y'all. She be speaking all things feminine. And she was talking about how women today carry themselves publicly. And it made me reflect on myself immediately and how I was presenting myself publicly. And it immediately made me pause her video and I went straight to my closet. Like, no joke, I went straight to my closet and I just stared at all my clothes and started getting very emotional just from realizing I don't even know what the heck my style is anymore. And no shame to my girlies that love cozy clothes. That is not what this is about. This is about forgetting what makes you feel beautiful. And for me, that didn't make me feel beautiful. It made me feel comfortable because of who I viewed myself as at that time, which aka a mom and nothing else. So if nobody's told you yet, girl, listen. You deserve to feel cute. And you deserve to feel like yourself. Not just a mommy in survival mode. So one of the actions that I did that helped switch those habits, I started small. I started with small basic self-care routines, like adding face cleanser products to my morning routines, doing small things like different styles to my hair, and curling it or styling it half up, half down, twisting it, a little side thing here, going in a little bang, whatever. Just whatever small things look like to you. Then I started gradually going to my clothes. Even if I'm just going to the grocery store and back home, honey, no more bunnies, no more oversized tees, no socks with slides, because I was doing that, looking like a used rag, like for real. So instead, I put on some cute little jeans or some flared pants with a cute top, or a v-neck t-shirt with some sandals or some flip-flops. Of course, my hoops. I love my hoops. Then it made me feel like I was really going somewhere. Even if I was just going to Walmart and back home, I was doing that. Why? Because that is me. That's Brianna. That's my style. And that's what makes me feel beautiful and feel like myself. And now I realize that it's literally impacting my child. She be picking out what shoes she want to wear and what clothes. And then she'll go to the mirror and be like, I cute. Doing her little poses. I cute. Look, mommy. And that makes me feel good because she sees mommy doing that for myself. So now I am setting an example for her of how a woman should be carrying herself publicly versus being comfortable at home that should stay at home. Thank y'all so much for watching episode 2 today. And before we close this baby out, I just want to pour into you real quick. You are not gone. You are just buried under exhaustion, pressure, and expectations. But the real you is still in there. So start with one small thing, one selfish moment, one joyful decision that's just for you. Not babe, not baby girl, not baby boy, nobody else, not cousin, not for you. You don't have to earn your identity back. You just have to remember it belongs to you. Thanks for watching the Ideal Woman Show. I'm your host, Coach Bree. And remember, becoming your ideal self is a journey, not a destination. So keep growing. Love y'all. See y'all next Tuesday. Bye.